New tonight, the founding pastor of Jacksonville Celebration Church telling his side of the story as he faces allegations of misconduct. Stovall Weems is suing the church for defamation. The church accuses him of manipulating and misdirecting finances. Weems recently appeared on a podcast where he addressed the legal back and forth. On your side's Robert Bradfield joins us live from Celebration Church with Weems' response to the church's claims. Robert?
Well, that podcast lasted about 90 minutes, and Stovall Weems did take questions about his involvement in the church's financial decisions. And he said in that podcast that he is committed to defending his name and calls out the church for what he says was an evil plan to get rid of him.
They just had control of the narrative for so long before we realized they are trying to destroy us.
Stovall Weems taking aim at the church he founded, disputing claims in this investigative report that he misused funds, in which the church says he and his wife benefited.
What they did was begin to create a false narrative and secretly meet and secretly plan my ousting.
Weems says that process to remove him as lead pastor started in the summer of 2020 after he says he discovered financial fraud by a church trustee. Weems appeared on the podcast Indie Thinker with Reed Uberman, saying he believes the church overstepped its authority to oust him. He resigned earlier this year.
And the trustees that were only supposed to approve the annual budget are now in complete control of the church and then place me under investigation without ever asking me one question.
The church says Weems misused a $1 million loan from the Paycheck Protection Program, even though he says he was unaware the church applied for it. The church also served Weems an eviction notice over this Jacksonville home, which the church says it owns after buying it from a company Weems owned, paying $400,000 more than he did a few months prior. Weems plans to fight what he calls an unfair attack on his family.
It is my God-given responsibility to defend my name.
I did ask the church's lawyers here about Weems' podcast appearance, but I am told they are not commenting. We did also learn of a hearing today between the church and Weems, the church wanting to move those lawsuits into arbitration, but Weems wants to continue them through litigation in the courts. We are told a judge is expected to rule on that next month. Live tonight, Robert Bradfield, First Coast News, on your side.
All right.